Do you ever hit that wall where no matter how much you want to move forward, something in you just doesn't? You know what needs to be done. You even want to do it. But instead, you're scrolling, snacking, picking at your nails, distracting yourself with anything that lets you avoid that next step. It's not laziness. It's not lack of knowledge. And if you've ever felt this tension, this invisible ceiling you can't seem to break through, you're not alone. I've been there more times than I can count. And today, I want to unpack what that ceiling really is and what it takes to finally break through it. Let me paint a picture. You've got a goal. Maybe you want to launch that business, record the podcast, pitch the offer. You clear time in your schedule. You sit down to start. And suddenly, you feel the pull. You feel restless. You check your phone. You open a new tab. You remember the laundry that absolutely must be folded right now. Or maybe it's more subtle. You over-research. You over-prepare. You obsess over the right logo or the headline. You fill your days with low-stakes tasks that make you feel productive. But deep down, you know you're not moving the needle. You feel like you're bumping up against something you can't see. And it's so frustrating. And it's not random. That's resistance. That's the subconscious saying, where you're trying to go, it's beyond what I think is safe. We all have a kind of internal thermostat, and it's set by our past, our upbringing, our identity, our nervous system. It determines how much success, visibility, income, ease, or joy we're comfortable with. Go above it, you start to feel uncomfortable, unworthy, exposed. And without realizing it, you start to cool things down. You delay, you distract, you sabotage. Not because you're weak, but because your subconscious thinks it's protecting you and you've hit your ceiling. Now, this thermostat doesn't show up much when you're just dreaming or learning or planning. It shows up when you actually try to do the thing, when you get close to real change, when things might finally work. And that scares you more than you expected. And sometimes the worst part is you've seen this pattern before. Same ceiling. Different context maybe, different business, different offer, different strategy, same emotional stop sign. I've spent almost 2 decades in this work, coaching, teaching, rewiring beliefs, helping people change from the inside out. And still, when I start to reach for a new level, I can feel the thermostat kick in. For me, it shows up in tiny ways. I'll suddenly catch myself biting my nails, not out of stress, not out of fear, but almost like an old built-in brake system. It's like my body saying, slow down, don't go further. This isn't familiar. It might sound small, but I know that signal now. That's resistance. That's programming. And the deeper truth, even when you know what's happening, it doesn't make it easier to override. That's what makes this so maddening. You can be fully conscious of the pattern and still fall into it. So if this sounds like you, if you've hit the same ceiling more than once, and you're starting to doubt whether it's even possible to break through, please hear this. You're not broken. You're not incapable. You've just been trained to survive, not to expand. And that thermostat that you keep bumping into, it's not fixed. It can be changed, but not by pushing harder. That's not the solution. Not by pretending the resistance isn't there. You have to work with the subconscious, because that's where this ceiling was built in the first place. If you want to expand beyond the limits that you've unconsciously set, here's where to start. Start noticing your resistance patterns. What's your go-to escape? What do you do when something really matters and you're about to step forward? Name it. Bring it into the light. Look at the ceiling, not the task. You're not avoiding the email or the post or the pitch. You're avoiding what it might mean if it worked. Ask, what am I afraid might happen if this goes well? That's the thermostat. Begin to rewire. This is the part most people skip. They try to push through without upgrading the identity underneath. But you need a deeper shift, a subconscious update that says it's safe to grow. It's safe to succeed. It's safe to be seen. That's what rewiring really means. Not just positive thinking, but giving your subconscious a new story to follow. And that takes intention, repetition, and the right tools. So if you've been stuck at the same level for longer than you care to admit, know that I see you. This is the work I've dedicated my life to, because I've felt that pain and I've made it my mission to help others out of it. If this message landed for you, if it stirred something real, I'd invite you to take my free mind control assessment. It'll show you exactly what your subconscious has been prioritizing and how to start shifting it. Remember, the ceiling isn't permanent. The resistance isn't a flaw. And the future you're reaching for, it's not a fantasy. It's just on the other side of the pattern. Breakthroughs begin within. Bye for now.